Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to call for debate in this chamber on HRES 109, referred to as the Green New Deal. This resolution lays out an agenda that is frankly anti-American and goes against everything our Constitution is all about. The resolution states, quote, "It is the duty of the federal government to create a Green New Deal," end quote. The main components of this deal include net zero greenhouse gas emissions, creating millions of good high-wage jobs, and upgrading all existing buildings and building new buildings to achieve maximum energy efficiency, water efficiency, safety, affordability, comfort, and durability. All of this is to be accomplished in 10 years' time. Among the things the federal government has meddled in beyond the scope of its limited powers, completely overhauling every building and method of transportation in the country would be by far its most egregious transgression to date. However, the Green New Deal certainly will require Congress's constitutional authority to levy taxes and borrow money to pay for it. This so-called deal would come at the cost of trillions to the middle class and spend taxpayers' hard-earned money as if they don't know best how to use their money and need the government to do it for them. The Green New Deal reflects zero understanding of moral hazard and the government's capacity for waste, suggesting the government assume the risks in the uncharted research and development this socialist experiment would require. The way the resolution supporters see it, money will simply be put back into the economy and create millions of new jobs. They think nothing of the fact that these actions actually take power away from we, the people. Now, in light of the Senate taking up this resolution for a vote this week, I'd like to offer some thoughts as to why it needs deeper thought and debate in the House. America is currently on a sustainable plan with its all-of-the-above energy strategy, including renewable oil, gas, coal, and nuclear sources. Renewables presently make up 17% of U.S. electric power generation, and despite enormous subsidies, are far from capable of serving as exclusive energy sources that are reliant and affordable. Yet, since 2005, use of cheap natural gas has reduced carbon emissions from power generation by 30%. Our current approach encourages development of renewable sources and accounts for both environment and monetary costs. This resolution instead throws money exclusively at renewables and entirely eliminates the oil, gas, and coal industries. Secondly, if the goal is to build the middle class and create jobs, why go in the completely opposite direction of what has worked to create over 5 million jobs in the past 2 years? Reducing the federal footprint with regulatory reform and middle-class tax cuts have caused wages to rise, job growth to soar, and consistently low rates of unemployment. Allowing small businesses to keep more of their money has worked to create jobs and increase wages. We certainly don't need to raise taxes and spend more money to create this effect. Finally, this massive government intervention will push businesses overseas and disrupt the lives of workers, farmers, and students, making the most of America's abounding opportunities. Americans cherish freedom, which includes the ability for individuals to determine their own paths without the government deciding how they will contribute to society. This socialist ideology behind this resolution is at odds with the American values that have caused our society to flourish and innovate since its founding. I encourage the 90 House Democrats who have co-sponsored HRES 109 and Speaker Pelosi to engage in serious and open debate on this legislation, or at least publish a new fact sheet they can stand behind so accurate representations of opposing viewpoints can be heard by the American people.